1, measures of center and variation. So a lot of this is review for you guys. We are going to do some new stuff. You've been doing mean, median, mode since 6th grade, so we're going to quick review mean, median, mode, but we're also going to show you guys how to use your calculator. So go ahead and grab your calculators out. All right, the mean, x bar, okay, is the average. How do you calculate the mean? You add up all the numbers. Then divide by the number of numbers. Okay. The mode is the most occurring number. The median is the middle number. So a couple things to remember. You got to list in numerical order. And then cross off high, low, high, low, high, low. And there's not much more room to write, so we'll just say, remember the middle number. If it's the middle number, that's the median. If there's two middle numbers, you got to average. So average the two that are left. Outlier is the number that doesn't seem like it fits. In the data set. It's a number that doesn't seem like it fits in the data set. The measure of center, and then we have the standard of deviation, and then the measure of variation. So the measure of center is which stat best measures the center. Okay? The range is the max minus the min. It's the range of numbers. The standard of deviation is a stat on my calculator. That measures how far apart the data set is. And a measure of variation, it measures the spread of the data. Then data transformation, plus or minus or multiply. So with data transformation, it's all add or subtract. To the data. Multiply is all multiply to the data. Okay, so consider the set. Let's identify the mean, the median, mode from the data set. So we're going to teach you how to do this on your calculator. So here we go. So you're going to go to Stat, Edit, and then you have an L1 and an L2. Don't ever delete your L1 or your L2. So if you have a list, you go up to the list and you hit Clear. Not delete. Don't hit delete. You hit Clear and then come back down. Okay. If you ever lose your L1, go to Stat, Calc, Setup Editor. Whoops, Stat, Edit, Setup Editor, and hit Enter and Enter, and then your L1 will be back. Okay. So then put the numbers in L1. So 2, enter, 6, enter, 16, enter, 2, enter, 2, enter, 7, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 4, enter. So there's 10 numbers. Let's count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, I'm on L10, so 9 numbers. My bad. Okay, 9 numbers. So now it's in your data set. So you're going to tell your calculator to find all the statistics we need. So you're going to go to Stat, and right arrow to Calc, and then one variable stat. So we have a list of one variable, one set of numbers, and we're going to tell the calculator to calculate statistics by hitting Enter, one of our stats, and then Enter. All right, and we get a whole bunch of stuff. There's a down and up and an arrow. So let's look at what we have. Well, X bar is the mean. So I get 5.1 repeating for the mean. The median's down below, it's MED, right there. So that's the MED button. And the median is 4. And the mode is not on here, it's the most occurring number. Which number occurs the most? 2 occurs the most. Okay? Let's do some other statistics in here. We're going to learn standard of deviation. That's this symbol right there. And the summation is that symbol. So in other words, when I add up all these numbers, they add up to 46. So it's all important information. But the mean and the median are also in there. Okay? So determine which measure of center best describes the data. I would say the median, because the 16 probably is an outlier. And it raised the mean too high. Okay, let's do another one. Number 2. Table shows the masses of 8 gorillas. Find the mean, median, and mode. So we're going to go to our one bar stats and type in the data. Clear. You can also type over it. All right, so I have 8. So 160, 157, 162, 158, 44, 160, 159, and 161. All right, stat, calc, one bar stats. So it looks like I've got 8. Good. The mean is X bar, that's 145.1. The median, 159.5. And the mode, 160. Sometimes there's no mode, you guys, but this one has a mode of 160. All right, let's identify the outlier. So I think the outlier is 44. How does the outlier affect the mean, median, and mode? It's going to pull the mean down. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It doesn't affect the median at all. Well, I guess if it wasn't there, guess that's what they're asking, if it wasn't there. So the median would go down. Let's do that. And the mode's not affected. Describe one possible explanation for that outlier. Might have been a baby gorilla. That's my best guess. Feel free to pause as needed so that you guys can make your own calculations. All right, number 3, the heights of members of 2 girls basketball team in inches are shown. So let's calculate some statistics. So stat, edit, up, down, clear. So 58, 75, 60, 48, 56, 78, 60, 57, 54, and 59. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 girls. Stat calc, one var stats. Oh, okay, yeah. So we got to do the range and the standard of deviation. So the range is the max minus the min. So the max is 78 and the min is 48. So 78 minus 48 is 30. And the standard of deviation is that number right there, the 8.7. Okay. Now let's do team B. Stat edit. The standard deviation is a weird stat. Like you don't really know what it means yet, but when you see it lined up to other statistics, you can tell which one's bigger or smaller. Okay. All right. So one var stats, and we go 49, 50, 70, 56, 58, 66, 64, 57, 62, and 63. Stat calc one var stats. And the standard of deviation is 6.42. And the range is the max minus the min, so 70 minus 49 equals 21. So compare the standard deviations and the range and what you conclude. So the range of numbers is just more spread out for team A than team B. That's what that means. So team A's heights are more spread out than team B's because the range of numbers is bigger and the standard of deviation is bigger. So the 8.7 doesn't really have a unit. It just means it's bigger than the 6.42. So since it's bigger, the data is more spread out. All right. Okay, find the values of the measures shown on the given changes. So we calculated the mean, median, mode, range, and standard deviation, and we increased the data set by 8. So we increase everything by 8. So to me, that's a slide of 8 to the right. So the mean is 50. The median is 48. The mode is now 46. The range is now 23. And the standard of deviation is now 4.9. It doesn't change. Okay. I think in your homework I might have changed it. Oh well, I'll have to fix that. Multiply by 1/5, so I'm going to cut all the numbers by 5. So take everything and divide it by 5. 42 divided by 5, 8.4. The median is 8. The mode, 38 divided by 5, 7.6. The range is now 3, and the standard of deviation doesn't change, 4.9, because the data is spread out the same. Okay? Find the value of x. If the mean is 3, so I'm going to set this up in a formula. So we're just going to use there's all kinds of different ways to do this. You can problem solve, you can guess and check numbers, but this is how, as a math teacher, I know I get the right answer every time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5 numbers in my data set, and the average is 3. So the sum should be 3 times 5. That means this set of numbers has to add to 15. And so I add them up. What's 11 minus 3 plus 5.5 minus 11.5 plus x? So now I just solve this little mini equation. So 3 times 5 is 15. So then I'm going to do the opposite. So I got a minus 11, then add 3, then minus 5.5, and then add 11.5, and I get x has to be 13. And I'm done. Okay. So the mean is 7.5 for 4 numbers. So I see it like this. I see 7.5 times 4 needs to equal all these numbers added up. Okay? So I'm just going to solve that equation for x. So I got to do 7.5 times 4. That's 30. Then I'm going to add 18, minus 52, and minus 8. So that number needs to be negative 12. So x equals negative 12. All right. Median is 66. So the median of these numbers needs to be 66. Oh, I wonder if I did some of these wrong in the homework. I'll have to check too because I don't remember doing these. So I should double check. I probably did mean on all of them, so I better quick double check. So the median is the middle number. So I'm assuming these are written in numerical order. So when I cross off the high and the low, that means these two added together need to equal the median times 2. Okay? So that's 66 times 2, and then minus 55. 77. So x has to be 77. Okay? So the median is 29, so that means the high number and the low number out, and these two middle numbers need to average to 29. So 22 plus what number averages to 29? Which is 29 times 2, so 58. So what's 58 minus 22? 36. So x equals 36. Nice job, guys.